Ah. Welcome to MVC Academy. This is Venkat Economy faculty. Today we will discuss 25 questions with respect to the civil service. The first question. See, regarding the stagflation, which statement is the correct in the given following? There are 4 statements are there. We have to find out the correct statements. See, what is a stagflation? Stagflation means higher inflation, low growth rate, low employment. When these 3 conditions exist together, that is known as the stagflation. The stagflation is found during the national calamities, wars and pandemic conditions. For example, India faced the stagflation economic condition in 2020 March onwards, March ending onwards, because COVID-19 caused the what is called stagflation. Entire the world countries including India was affected by the COVID-19. Okay, so India faced the -4% growth rate during the 2021 financial year. Why? Because of the stagflation only, which is caused by the COVID-19. See, higher inflation, low growth rate and low employment. 3 conditions should be there. Then only you can get the stagflation. Generally, this word is related to the inflation terminology. The first statement, higher inflation, higher growth exist together. No. See, higher inflation and low growth rate employment. This statement is wrong. Second one, relation between inflation and growth rate is inversely proportional. Yes, this statement is the correct, because you can find out the relation between the higher inflation and low growth rate, inversely proportional relation. Then come to the C. C means stagflation is forced during the national calamities or wars or pandemic conditions. Yes, India faced this stagflation during the COVID-19. Okay, this statement is the correct. And the third one is a relation between inflation and employment is a direct proportional. See, higher inflation and employment, inversely proportional only. This statement also is wrong. Now the BC is a correct answer. Next, come to the public debt of the government. India includes which of the following? See, what is the public debt? When there is a fiscal deficit in India, so RBI borrows the loans from the market on the behalf of the central government. That is known as the borrowing the loans. Okay, so security bonds are there. Means dated securities are the government bonds, are the treasury bills are auctioned by the RBI on the behalf of the central government. So central government borrow the loans. This kind of borrowing the loans is known as the public debt. Okay, so there are 4 statements are there. One is treasury bills and dated securities. Yes, treasury bills and dated securities are auctioned by the RBI. So this is the rise of the capital by the borrowing the loans. So this one is a correct answer. And external commercial borrowing, ECB, and global depository receipts, GDR, American deposit receipts. These 3 are not related to the borrowing the debts. See, there are foreign direct investment is there. Foreign direct. When the foreigners come to India fiscally and start the business, that is known as the foreign direct investment. Okay, so foreign direct investment is in the form of the different kinds. One is external commercial borrowing, ADR, American depository receipts, and GDR. That means global depository receipts, and more than the 10%, the FII. So considered as the FDI. See, external commercial borrowing means Indian companies, they borrow the loans from the international financial institutions. For example, Reliance company is there. They borrow the loans from that World Bank or some foreign countries. That is known as the external commercial borrowing. It is a part, this ECB is a part of the foreign direct investment. It is not related to the debt, government debt. Okay, then ADR, American depository receipts. What is the American depository receipts? Means Indian companies So they raise the capital by selling their equities in the American market, that is known as the ADR, and GDR, the Indian companies. So raise the capital in other world countries except the America, that is known as the GDR. And the foreign institutional investment generally is not the foreign direct investment. Foreign institutional investment means the foreigners they make the investment in Indian stock market through the online only. For example, Reliance company is there, or the TCS is there. An American or the Japanese through the demat account they make the investment in Indian companies. That is known as the foreign institutional investment. If the foreign FFI is more than the 10% in a company, that is counted as that is considered as the FDA only. That's why these are all nothing but only the foreign direct investment. It is a kind of investment, it is not the borrowing. Okay, answer is only A only answer. Then come to the third one, the regarding minimum support price and fair and remunerative price. Which statement is the correct regarding the, which statement is the correct in the given following? See, there is a MSP is there, minimum support price, and fair and remunerative price, that is a sugar cane. So this is a, what is the MSP, what is a FRP? Say the government make the promise to the farmers before the farmers go for the seeding, that they make that they purchase the food agriculture products at the promised prices. For example, take the Kharif season, and before the June, in the June first week Kharif season will be started, and before the Kharif season the government of India announced the MSP. They make the promise that they purchase the what you call agriculture products at the promised prices. It provides MSP is a security given to the farmers by the government from the fluctuation of the prices. Okay, see there agriculture price committee, agriculture cost and price committee is there. It came into existence in 1985, and it recommends the MSP for 22 crops and fair and remunerative price for sugar cane during the Kharif and Rabi seasons. Okay, and this cabinet committee headed by the Prime Minister, cabinet committee headed by the Prime Minister announced the MSP and fair and remunerative price. See, agriculture cost and price committee recommends minimum support price, whereas the cabinet committee headed by the Prime Minister announced the MSP and the FRP. Okay, so then MSP is announced for the during the Kharif season and the Rabi season. For example, take the cereals, that is 7 crops, pulses 5 crops, oil seeds, that is a 7 crops, and other crops, cotton, jute, copra, and sugar cane. So these are the other crops, totally 23 crops including the sugar cane. Okay, so during the Kharif season MSP is given for the 14 crops. During the Rabi season MSP is given to the 6 crops. So Kharif crops 14, 6 crops for the Rabi, and other crops, that means jute, copra and sugar cane, totally 23 including the FRP. Okay, so now we have the 4 statements are there, A, B, C, D. Which statement is the correct? See, Agriculture and Cost and Price Commission, which came into existence in 1985, announces MSP and fair and remunerative price. This statement is wrong. Why this statement is wrong means Agriculture Cost and Price Commission only recommends only. And come to the second statement. The Cabinet Committee headed by the Prime Minister recommends the MSP and fair and remunerative price. This statement is also wrong. Only the Cabinet Committee headed by the Prime Minister announces MSP. So This statement is wrong. MSP and fair and remunerative price. And MSP, third statement, MSP 7 cereal crops. Cereal means paddy, wheat, maize, or jowar. So this is considered as the cereals. And 5 pulse crops means dal, moong dal, urad, those oil seeds. And fair and remunerative price for the sugar cane. So MSP is given for these crops. Already I told, cereals 7, pulses 5, oil seeds 7. So totally fair and remunerative price FRP for sugar cane. This statement is C is a correct statement. MSP is announced for the 14 crops and 14 kharif crops and 6 rabi crops. Already I told 14 kharif crops, 6 rabi crops, including other cash crops. So this statement also is correct. Totally the C and D are the correct statements. Okay. And state government provide the bonus to the MSP crops only. It doesn't provide anything, just only kind of the bonus is provided by the state government for the MSP only. Next, fourth one. Consider the following statement regarding the SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, are maintained by the commercial banks. Okay, there are 4 statements are there. So what is the SLR? Statutory liquidity ratio, SLR. All the commercial banks in India, government to private to foreign RRB, should maintain the CRR, SLR, bank rate, repo rate. CRR, mainly CRR and SLR. Okay, the CRR, SLR, nothing but only security deposit maintained by the commercial banks at RBI. Okay, SLR is maintained. So 18% SLR is at present, SLR is 18%. 18% should be maintained by the commercial banks at themselves only in the form of the 3 kinds. One is cash, the second one is gold, and the third one is security bonds. Security bonds. Okay, so SLR is maintained in the form of the 3 kinds. Okay, SLR is regulated by the RBI to control the inflation. Okay, SLR came into existence in 1962. At present 18% this one. At present 18%. Okay, there are 4 statements are there. The SLR are maintained by the commercial banks in the form of the cash, gold, security bonds. Yes. So SLR is maintained in the form of the 3 kinds. And which kind is maintained largely in the form of the SLR by the commercial banks means that is the security bonds. Because security bonds gets the interest from the RBI regularly. See, security bonds get the interest from the RBI regularly. SLR doesn't get the interest from the RBI. But whereas the security bonds which are in the form of the SLR will get the interest. That's why the security bonds are maintained largely in the form of the SLR. Then come to the SLR is applied to control the inflation by the MPC, Monetary Policy Committee. MPC, Monetary Policy Committee came into existence, that is 2016. It is constituted by the central government to control the powers of the RBI. Generally, the repo rate, reverse repo rate are applied by the MPC, Monetary Policy Committee, to control the inflation. Whereas the bank rate, SLR, these are applied by the RBI to control the inflation. There is a segment classification is there. Okay, of course, RBI and MPC is very powerful than the RBI. RBI is a part of the MPC. Okay, so both participate to control the inflation, but SLR is applied by the RBI, repo rate, reverse repo rate applied by the MPC only. Okay, so this one so the A is the correct answer, SLR is wrong, and NBFC, non-banking finance corporation, doesn't maintain the CR and SLR because non-NBFC, for example, Bajaj Finance is there. This is NBFC. They are not allowed to maintain the CR and SLR because they are semi-banking system only. They don't maintain the saving account and current account. These are not maintained. That's a CRR and SLR are not allowed to maintain by the non-NBFC. So this statement also is wrong. Statutory liquid ratio at present is 19.5. SLR is already, I told, 18% only. This statement is also wrong. The first statement only is correct. Okay. Then come to the another one. Which statement is correct in the given following? So A, B, C, D are given. Which statement is correct? Disinvestment is a part of the capital receipt. And see, what is the capital receipts? There are two types of the taxes revenues means there are two types of the receipts, the capital receipts and revenue receipts. Two revenues. So capital receipts means disinvestment, borrowing the loans, PF, sale of the government properties are known as the capital receipts. And revenue receipts, tax revenue, non-tax revenue. Tax revenue is direct taxes, indirect taxes, income tax, GST, income is a part of the revenue tax. Revenue receipts. Non-tax revenue, fees, penalties, grants, estates, other sources, dividends and profits of the public sector units are part of the revenue receipts. Okay, this is about the income to the government. Now they say which statement is correct? The disinvestment is a part of the capital receipts. Yes, this statement is correct. And next one, dividends and profits are largest contribution of the non-tax revenue. Yes, this statement is correct. This statement is correct because non-tax revenue, fees, penalties, dividends and profits and estates, these are the non-tax revenue. Of non-tax revenue, which is the largest means that is a non-tax revenue, that is dividends and profits only. Every time Indian government gets the more income from the dividends and profits on the side of the revenue receipts. Then come to GST is the largest tax in India. No, this statement is wrong because first one is income tax is the largest tax, second one is a GST, third one is a corporation. This is the descending order. Whereas the state level, which tax is the largest means sale tax, state excise duty, stamps and registration, motor vehicle tax. This is a fixed order at the state level. This is a fixed order at the national level. Okay, so this is a wrong statement. Government property sale are part of revenue tax, revenue receipts. No, this is also wrong because the government property sales are part of the capital receipts, not in the revenue receipts. That's why this statement is also wrong. A, B only correct answers, right? Then you go to the another one. Come to the consider the following statement regarding the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC. The MPC came into existence in 2016. It is constituted by the Indian government to check the RBI powers because RBI, without consulting the central finance minister or the central government, they were taking the decisions regarding the monetary policy. That's why to reduce the powers of the RBI, MPC is constituted by the central government. Okay, MPC came into existence 2016 and it has 6 members. 3 members for the RBI and 3 members from the central government. Okay, see 3 members. RBI governor automatically will be the chairman of the MPC, who is a part of the MPC. And a deputy governor will be in charge of the MPC, one. And another person, RBI officer is appointed by the board of RBI, board of directors or board of RBI, not by the central government. And 3 members are appointed by the central government. Okay, these 3 members are relative to the central government. They are appointed by the central government for the period of 4 years. For the period of 4 years only. And MPC takes the decision based on the majority. Majority means 4 members should be there. That means 4 see 3, 6. So majority is 4 persons. When there is a tie, then automatically the RBI MPC chairman has the casting vote or the double vote or the second vote. When there is a tie, because 3 persons are one side, 3 persons are other side, there is a tie. In the time, RBI MPC chairman takes the decision. That's why a little choice, casting vote or the double vote or second vote is given to only the RBI governor. Okay, then see the statements are there. 3 members are appointed by the central government for the period of 4 years, and they are not eligible for the reappointment. Yes, they are not. 3 members who are appointed by the central government for the period of 4 years, they are not not eligible for the reappointment. Yes, this statement is correct. And decisions are taken with a simple majority. In the case of the tie of governor gets, means governor means MPC chairman gets the casting vote. This also correct statement, because MPC chairman has the 2 votes. First as a member, second as he has the casting vote. When there is a tie only, when there is a tie, tie only. Okay, then come to the under 45 ZB of RBI Act 1934, MPC is constituted. Yes, already I told. To reduce the powers of RBI, MPC is constituted by the central government. This is a check. This is a check. Okay, which article? 45 ZB RBI Act 1934, because RBI came into existence by the 1934 RBI Act. RBI is a constituted, means established in 1935 April 1st at the Calcutta. In 1937 shifted to the Bombay. Now the headquarters of the RBI is in the Bombay only. Okay. Then one RBI officer nominated by the central government. This statement is wrong, because RBI officer is appointed, nominated by the board of RBI, not by the central government. So which is answer? Means ABC is answer. ABC is answer. The next one, which statement correct regarding the, which statement is correct in the given following? There are 4 statements are there, A, B, C, D. And which statement is correct means the rebate is there. Rebate. Rebate. The rebate is a part of the income tax. When a person gets the more than the 12 lakhs annually in unorganized sector, he has to pay the income tax. Okay. If the person gets the more than the 12 lakh 75,000 in organized sector, he has to pay the income tax to the government. This is the rebate. Exemption. Okay. Suppose a person is getting 12 lakhs, is working in unorganized sector, so no need of the paying tax, because his income is not above the 12 lakhs. But in organized sector, when he gets the means 13 lakhs, so above the 12 lakh 75,000, then he has to pay the income tax. This is a rebate. And income tax slabs are there, 5%, or 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, or 30%. Above the 4 lakhs, 4 to 8 lakhs, basic one. If the 24 lakhs above, you can get the 30%. Minimum 5%, maximum 30% is there. And cess is 4%. Surtax is a maximum, that is a 25%. Surtax is there. See, when a person gets the more than the 4 lakhs, then he has to start the paying the tax. But rebate, exemption up to 12 lakhs. Okay. And see, surtax is levied above the 50 lakhs income. When a person gets the income more than the 50 lakhs, then only surtax is levied. So income tax is levied, net income tax, cess and surtax when the income is more than the 50%, 50 lakhs. Okay, so this is about the things. This rebate is increased by the Nirmala Sitharaman in 25-26 budget estimation. Okay, then the four statements are given. The tax rebate is 12,75,000 in unorganized sector in 25-26 budget estimation. See here, 12,75,000 in organized sector, not unorganized sector. Organized sector, what is the difference? Organized sector official, unorganized sector is unofficial. Tea stall is there near to your office or near to your house, so they don't pay the tax. That is unorganized sector. There is a big coffee day shop is there, that is a organized sector because they pay all kinds of the taxes. Then this increase rebate is increased in 25-26 budget estimation, latest budget estimation, which is presented by the Nirmala Sitharaman. The second, maximum income tax with all the taxes means surcharges, net income, including all the taxes. The maximum income tax in India is 39%. Early, so the maximum income tax means including the net income tax, cess and surtax. Suppose a person is getting the more than the 50 lakhs and he has to pay the net income tax, cess and surtax also. All these, nothing but a maximum 39%. This early 42.74 maximum income tax is there. It is reduced by the Nirmala Sitharaman in 25-26 budget estimation. Okay, it's a reduced 39%. For example, a person gets the 100 crores net profit, from which so he has to pay the 39%. That means 61 crores is a white money, remaining has to pay to the government in the name of the income tax. Okay, so here this statement is wrong. Maximum income tax is 39%. Yes, is the correct statement. Total budget is in 25-26 budget estimation 50,65,345. This statement also is a good correct. And surcharge is levied above the 1 crore. No, above the 50 lakhs. Above the 50 lakhs. The surtax is a maximum 25%. Early it was more, now it is reduced. See, surtax is reduced. The total maximum income tax is also is reduced from the 42 to the 39%. From surtax is reduced from 37 to the 25%. And these are the rebate also is increased in 25-26 budget estimation. You can find out when you open the 25-20 budget estimation. These are the highlights of the Nirmala Sitharaman 8th budget estimation. Okay, so here this finally BC is a correct statement. Income tax is levied on the income of the persons, on the business, house rents. Next cryptocurrency profit, capital gains also. So income tax is levied on these following only. That list is there. Not only the salary, it has many things are there. Then come to the which statement is the correct in the given following. GVA BP, GVA MP are given. First you take the GVA FC, gross value added factor cost, compensation of employee formula, operating surplus MI. So this is a formula for the GVA FC, gross value added factor cost. So the GVA FC doesn't include any kind of the taxes in the market. Okay, so without GVA FC is nothing but only without any taxes, the income from India without any kind of the taxes. Then GVA basic price is there. That is a GVA gross value added FC plus production tax plus production subsidy. there is another one is there, GDP MP, gross domestic production market price. That is a GVA BP plus product tax plus product subsidy. Okay, so this, when you know these formulas, then you can answer to this question. See, gross GVA FC, then come to the GVA BP, GVA FC plus production tax. What is the production tax? When you extract something from the land, we have to pay the production tax, land revenue tax. Example for the production tax is a land revenue tax. So when you extract something from the earth, you have to pay the land revenue tax, because agriculture land is used for the agriculture production. And so the which tax is levied on the land? Agriculture land revenue tax. Land revenue tax is levied by the state government. Okay, the farmer should pay the land revenue tax, and the farmer doesn't pay the GST for the agriculture products, because agriculture products are essential. Without agriculture products, you cannot live. Vegetables, meat, milk, agriculture products. So no, zero tax is levied on agriculture products, whereas agriculture land attracts the land revenue tax. Okay, this is a production tax. Okay, then come to the GDP MP, GVA BP, base gross value added, basic price plus product tax plus product subsidies. What is the product tax? So the tax levied on the 1 unit of the production. See, this is an example, GST. So production tax is levied irrespective of the quantity, but product tax is levied based on the quantity or the quality, quantity or the value. For example, GST is levied above the 40 lakhs turnover. For example, goods are there. So a shop owner sells the goods more than the 40 lakhs, turnover is more than 40 lakhs, he has to pay the GST. He has to pay the GST. Means, you know, 1 crore turnover and he has to pay the more GST. Means, you know, fixed slab only, but amount paid by the merchant is more. 2 crores turnover. GST is fixed, but amount which is paid by the merchant is a large. So that's why production tax, product tax. See, GDP MP has 2 taxes, production tax plus product tax. So here, you know, GDP MP greater than the GVA BP greater than the GVA FC. Why the GVFC is smaller compared to the GDP GVP? Means, you know, GVA FC no taxes. It excludes all the taxes. GVA BP includes the production tax. GDP MP includes the product tax. Means, you know, production as well as the product tax. That's why it is larger. So both the statements are wrong. GVA basic price, GVA FC, GVA FC means it should be production tax, product subsidies. This statement is wrong. And GDP MP, GVA BP, product tax, product subsidies. So both two statements are the wrong. So you have the information is given and match that one, you can find out that these 2 statements are the wrong. Then come to the receipts are the part of the GNP. Yes, because when the Indians go to the foreign countries for employment or the business, their income will be part of the GNP only. GNP means nothing but only the national income only. It is equal to the national income. Then this statement is correct. Come to the remittance are not part of the GNP. Yes, this statement also, sorry, both are correct. Both are correct. So remittance are not part of the GNP. These 2 are the okay. See, remittance. What are the remittance? The remittance means the Indians go to other countries for employment of the business. they send the money to their families. That is known as the remittance. When the Indians go to foreign countries, live the more than 1 year, their income will be part of the gifts only, remittance, not part of the national income. Okay, so remittance are not part of the GNP, receipts are part of the GNP, both statements are correct. Okay, so answer is C and D. C and D is answer. C and the D is the answer. Then come to the another one. With a reference to the Union Minister budget estimation, which of the following under the revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditure. See, the revenue expenditure, see the government expenditure in relation to the budget estimation. There are two kinds of the expenditures are there. One is a revenue expenditure, second one is a capital expenditure. Revenue expenditure is unproductive, capital expenditure productive. Revenue expenditure means interest payments, okay, and interest payments, defense expenditure, salaries, pensions, government programs. Okay, these are the revenue expenditure. What are the capital expenditure which are productive means construction of the infrastructure facilities, expenditure on the infrastructure, loan repayment, recovery of the loans, and these are the part of the capital expenditure. Here, you know, revenue expenditure, defense expenditure is a revenue expenditure, interest payment also revenue expenditure, subsidies also revenue expenditure, and infrastructure expenditure is a capital expenditure. This is a capital expenditure. Capital expenditure. So infrastructure means roads construction, ports, airports. These are the infrastructure. So 1, 2, 3. C is only the answer. C is only the answer. Then come to the, with the reference to the expenditure by the organized sector, organization or the company, which statement is correct? Which statement is correct? See, the 4 statements are given. Already I told, organization or the private company or the government, there are 2 types of expenditures are there. Already revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. So here, you know, organization with reference to the expenditure made by the organization, loan repayment is considered as the capital expenditure. Yes, this statement is correct. Why this statement is correct? Means loan repayment, loan recoveries are part of the capital expenditure. Interest payment is a revenue expenditure and loan repayment is a capital expenditure. Yes, this statement is correct. And acquiring the new technology is a capital expenditure. Yes, because using the new technology promotes the production and productivity. It is productive to the organization. So it is a capital expenditure. And the deficit finance is considered as the capital expenditure. Wrong. Equity finance is considered as a revenue expenditure. So this statement is totally wrong. Okay. So why this statement? Deficit finance, the borrowing the loans by selling the government securities in the market is known as the deficit financing. The deficit finance is nothing but only the non-tax revenue. See the deficit finance. So not the capital expenditure. This is the revenue expenditure. And equity finance is a revenue. No, equity finance is a capital expenditure. See, rise of the capital by selling the company equities is considered as the capital expenditure only. So the question is reverse. Okay, this statement is wrong. Recovery of the loans, advances are considered as the capital expenditure. Yes, along with the loan repayment, recovery of the loans, other advances are part of the capital expenditure. Okay, now the answer is A, B, D is answer. A, B, D is answer. Okay. Then come to the which with a reference to the Indian economy, consider the following statement. So there are two statements are given. We have to find out the answer, correct statement. If the rupee rapidly depreciate, RBI sell the dollars in the market. See, yes, this statement is correct. Why means appreciation is there, appreciation, and a depreciation is there regarding the exports. What is the appreciation? What is the depreciation? Appreciation means the rise of the Indian rupee value against the dollar at international market, that is known as the appreciation. The depreciation means the fall of the Indian rupee against the dollar at the international market. During appreciation, exports fall down. During the depreciation, exports will increase. This is the condition. Okay. Now, during the depreciation, what happens? There is a much demand for dollars, because when there is a depreciation, automatically there will be much demand for the dollar. To reduce the demand for the dollar, RBI sell their dollars in the market. When the RBI sell their dollars in the market, automatically the flow of RBI will be the more, and finally we can avoid this problem. Means the demand for the dollar will be reduced. This statement is correct. And inflation is too high. If the inflation is too high, Reserve Bank of India is likely to tell the government securities. Yes, this statement also is correct. So inflation, what is the inflation? Three characters are there in inflation. Continuously, 1. Rise of the prices, 2nd. Fall of the money value. When the three conditions exist together, you can get the inflation. Inflation increases the economic disparities, and inflation causes the unrest. For example, take the Sri Lanka. Because of higher inflation means when there is higher inflation, automatically economy of the Sri Lanka is destroyed. The president of the Sri Lanka and ministers left the country. They jumped to other country. The people attacked the palace of the president. Why? Because of the inflation only. Unrest is created by the inflation. The same thing occurred in the Nepal. So Nepal, the deputy prime minister was beaten by the people during the unrest. That is because of the inflation. Inflation caused this unrest in the Nepal. So anyway, inflation is not the good to the economy. So inflation is mainly caused by the high money circulation. When the money is more money circulation, when the money circulation is more, automatically it causes inflation. The money circulation is reduced. When the money circulation is reduced, automatically inflation is controlled. Generally, according to the RBI, 2 to 6% is a good inflation, and some economists say 3 to 5% inflation is a desirable or productive to the economy. Okay, so RBI, what they do to reduce the money circulation, RBI sell the government securities, that is the treasury bills, dated securities, or government bonds through the auction. So the money flow is reduced by this process only. This statement is correct. Come to the two statements. A and B are the correct. Come to the another one. Regarding the headline inflation, core inflation, which statement are the correct? See, there are two kinds of the inflations are there. One is headline inflation, core inflation. Headline inflation includes the food prices, food inflation also, whereas core inflation excludes the food item. So food, non-food goods and services are counted in the, that means CPI combined, that is known as the frontline inflation. Generally, MPC, Monetary Policy Committee, to control the inflation. So CPI combined inflation is taken into the consideration, that is known as the frontline inflation. It includes the food basket also, which is a volatile. Frontline inflation is has more volatility. It causes more more volatility because of the food basket, whereas core inflation doesn't have the food. That's why it is a very stable prices, stable inflation. Then come to the 4 statements are given. Headline inflation includes the basket of the goods and services. Yes, this statement is correct. And the core inflation is known as underlying inflation. Yes, this is also correct. The core inflation is known as underlying inflation also. The core inflation is a measure that excludes the food items. Yes, the food items are not counted in the core inflation, and core inflation provides the unstable picture of the prices. This statement is wrong. Why? Means core inflation excludes the food basket. When there is no food basket, automatically prices are the very stable, and the core inflation promotes the stable prices. See, when there is a flood, a small flood in the states, there is a agriculture, these vegetables are destroyed. When the vegetables are not there, means automatic inflation will increase. So frontline inflation includes the vegetables, whereas the core inflation doesn't include. That's why it is a very peaceful inflation. So it promotes the stable. Okay, then answer is A, B, C is answer. A, B, C is the answer. Then come to the another one. Which of the following statement true regarding the safeguard duty? What is the safeguard duty? Because large import of the large products from other countries, automatically safeguard tax is levied by the government. Because safeguard tax can be levied by the government in relation to the World Trade Organization, because World Trade Organization, international organization which controls the international trade. For example, India is there. If the more production is imported from other country, domestic companies are destroyed. To protect the domestic companies, the safeguard tax is levied and allowed by the WTO organization. Okay, this is means double taxation. Already import tax, custom duty is there, again safeguard tax also is levied. Okay, then there are 4 statements are there. WTO compliant measurements. So this means yes, WTO, World Trade Organization, so regulates the custom duties on the production. Okay, trade, international trade is controlled by the WTO, and it is imposed when there is increased import of the particular product. Yes, with the large import of the product from foreign countries, automatically the safeguard tax is levied to protect the domestic companies, and come to it is imposed and the additional imported duty. Yes, it is additional import duty only. And 1, 2, 3 on answer. All above are the correct regarding the safeguard and the WTO, World Trade Organization. Then come to the MP lads. Which statement is the correct regarding the MP lads? Member of Parliament, local area, Member of Parliament, local area development scheme. Generally, this scheme is introduced by the central government. There are MPs are there. Number of MPs are more than 500 MPs are there. And each MP gets the 5 crores from the central government for the development of his constitution. So 5 years period MP. So 5 into 5, 25 crores is allotted. The district collector monitors this use of this fund, MP lads. Okay, with the recommendation of the MP, this means the allocations are made for the development of constitution. District collector is there. District collector monitor this program. Minimum, that is a 10% of the program should be monitored by the district collector annually. That is a minimum. Okay, so 4 statements are there. MP must recommend the 15% fund to the SCs, 7.5% for the STs. Yes, because there are huge size of the SCs and STs for the development of those communities areas. The MP has a authority to spend, to allot that is 15% SCs, 7.5% for the STs. Yes, this statement is correct. the district authority must inspect 10% of the works under implementation every year. Yes, district collector has to monitor at least 10 works, 10% of the implemented works. And the recognized voluntary organization also can recommend the works in their own constitution. So ABC are the correct answers. And consider the following statement. The International Development Association, IDA, International Development Association, provides soft loans without the interest. Yes, this statement is correct. Means IDA is there along with the World Bank. World Bank is there. So World Bank consists of the IDA. IDA provides a soft loans. What are the soft loans? Means some loans are provided to the poor countries by the World Bank without interest. For example, Uganda, Rwanda, these countries are there. They don't have the infrastructure. There is no agriculture and industries. It's a backward country, that is recognized, and loans are provided without the interest. Why? For the development of infrastructure only. Okay, so why means why the World Bank has to provide, that means IDA provides, means to protect the, to reduce the poverty level, to prevent the starvation of the death. For the development of world, they were providing the soft loans. Okay, generally IBRD is there. So it provides the loans to the countries with interest, whereas IDA provides soft loans only without interest only. And the credit system granted by the IMF to its member. Yes, there is a credit system provided by the IMF. International Monetary Fund is there. Its headquarters located in Washington DC. IMF controls the world, is the head of the monetary policy. It is head of the world money flow. Okay, so because every country contribute its mite to the IMF fund. For example, India is there. $2 billion is contributed. Means $2 billion is given to the IMF as a fund. Up to 25% of their contribution taken as a loan without interest. Without the interest. Above the 20% of their contribution will attract the interest of the service charges. Okay, there is the loan facilities known as the reservoir trench. Reservoir trench means a kind of the loan facility given to the IMF member by the IMF. India has its contribution in the IMF fund, and it can take the loan in the name of the trench reservoir trench. So loan facility is a kind of the loan. It's a kind of the loan facility provided to the its IMF members only. Okay. So this statement is also correct. And 1 and 2 are the correct. 1 and 2 are the okay. This one is the correct. See, the above the 20% reserve trench is charged interest. Above the 20% reserve trench gets the interest. Yes. 1 A, B, C are the correct. A, B, C are the correct. Okay. So above the 20% attract the interest. Less than the 20% doesn't get the interest. And which of the following statements regarding the FDI prohibited? FDI, foreign direct investment, is there. Foreign direct investment. So when the foreigners come to the India physically and purchase the land, start the construction, hire the employees and go for the work, means production. So that is known as the foreign direct investment. And the FDI is permitted in few sectors. 100% FDI is permitted. That is infrastructure, roads, ports, construction. township construction, township telecommunication. So this 100% FDA is there. Some sectors get the 100% FDA, which is unimportant sectors. There are some sectors are there, partial percentage. That means, we can get the government banks, FDA is a permanent government banks up to 20%, and newspapers 26%, retail business 51%. Some sectors which are important, so FDA is permitted up to a limit only. Then come to the some sectors are there, no FDA, foreign direct investment, no foreign direct investment. So what is the foreign, no foreign means, some important sectors are there where the FDA is not permitted. Okay, so find out those. Lottery not permitted, gambling and betting not permitted, atomic energy, railways. Answer is all above. Answer is all above. Means here, these are the important sectors in India. For example, FDA is permitted in the nuclear railway, it is harmful to the Indian nationality. So that's why FDA is not permitted. Then come to the consider the following statement regarding the cryptocurrency. What is a cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a kind of invisible, means, cryptocurrency is in the form of the electronics. It can be seen through the laptops and the computers only, because physically it cannot be found. It can found only in the form of the electronics. That is the cryptocurrency. Generally, Bitcoin is example. And cryptocurrency is not permitted. It doesn't have the legality. And Government of India 2022-23 budget session, Nirmala Sitharaman levied the 30% income tax on the cryptocurrency income, because income tax is 5% minimum, maximum 30% is there. But here, one time collection, that is the 30% is levied on the cryptocurrency profit. Why 30% is levied? Means, to prevent the people to participate in the cryptocurrency transaction, because the cryptocurrency transaction is illegal, is harmful. The site is opened by some unknown person, the activities are conducted by the unknown person. If you put the money in the app, cryptocurrency app, and one day you can lose the money, site will be closed, app will disappear, or money will be gone. That's why the people die of they commit suicide, because they are losing the money in the cryptocurrency transaction. So making the investment in the cryptocurrency, that's why it is a 30%. To prevent this transaction, so Government of India levied the income tax 30%. Okay, so there are three statements are there. They are treated as a virtual digital assets. Yes, rather than the legal. It has no legality, but it is a virtual, not the real. Okay, so this statement is correct. Income from the transfer of the income from these cryptocurrency are taxed 30%. This statement also is correct. One time tax. And levy of the tax on the cryptocurrency shows legal crypto trade. No, it has no legality. It has no legality, because we cannot avoid people participation in the cryptocurrency. Only just they can only levy the tax only. Now the answer is 1 and 2 only. 1 and 2 only answer. Then come to the which of the following brackets of the may lead to the increased the tax buoyancy. So tax buoyancy, increasing of the tax is known as the tax buoyancy, and increasing the GDP. When the tax increases, automatic GDP will also increase. Improvement of the tax administration, formalization of the economy, bringing agriculture into the income under tax. So all the above. Then come to the which department decides the central way of the central sponsored schemes. Which department levy its contribution, means which department decides the center levy allotment for the centrally sponsored schemes. Generally, there are two kinds of the schemes are there. One is central sector schemes. Central sector schemes. The second one is central sponsored schemes. Central sponsored schemes. There are two schemes are there. Central sector schemes, example, PM agriculture scheme, PM Kisan, because agricultural financial assistance is given to the farmer by the central government. This is a program designed by the central government. The total fund is given by the central government, no relation with this state government. And whereas central sponsored scheme, example, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, MGNREG 2005 Act. This program means the funds are allotted by the central government as well as the state government. Both participate in the implementing this program. Some states 25%, some states 75%, some states 10% central government and 19%, 90%. Because so some states get the 90% from the central government assistance, 10% by the state government assistance. These are the central sponsored. So they say central sponsored schemes, what statement is correct? Means who allots the allocation? NITEG, no. Public Finance Division of under the Department of the Expenditure. Yes, the Public Finance Division under the Department of the Expenditure allocate the funds to the central sponsored schemes. Okay, Economic Division under the Department of the Economic. This is also wrong. So that is only the B is only the answer. Then come to the consider the following statement regarding the economy facing the cyclic unemployment. See, cyclic unemployment means it is found in the developed countries like USA or the Japan or the M.O.C.K or the Norway, Germany. These are the developed countries where you can find out the cyclic unemployment. Because of the trade cycles, cyclic unemployment takes place. Because when there is no demand for the goods and services, automatically the employees are removed. Why? Because of the low population, the developed countries, employees are removed, you can get the cyclic unemployment. When the cyclic unemployment is there, there is the less supply of the money. When the person has the employment, he has the money. The country has the money. When the employment, when there is no employment, there is no flow of the money. So cyclic unemployment causes the less flow of the money. This is a statement. So what are the which statements regarding this statement, which are they correct? Means it may lead to the inflation in the country. No, because unemployment cause the low supply of the money. Low supply of the money cause the depletion, not the inflation. Whereas it may lead to the depletion in the economy. Yes, unemployment cause the low supply of the money. Low supply of the money is nothing but on the depletion. So the depletion means it has three characters over the period of time. Means fall of the prices and rise of the money value. When these three conditions are available, that is known as the depletion. So during the COVID-19, India faced the depletion. Money circulation was there because everyone doesn't have the employment. Everyone sitting in the house, they don't have the salaries, so less money flow is there. Okay. And it can be tackled through the expansionary monetary policy. Yes, the depletion or the inflation will be controlled by the monetary policy. Monetary policy means policy of the RBI or the policy of the MPC, Monetary Policy Committee. Because MPC and RBI both participate to control the inflation. That is the monetary policy. Okay. Then come to the another one. It can be tackled. This statement is correct. It can be tackled through the expansion of the fiscal policy. Yes, the depletion can be controlled by the fiscal policy as well as the monetary policy. Who is head of the monetary policy? The MPC chairman or the RBI chairman, that is Shaktikant Das, sorry, so that is 26th RBI governor. So controls the inflation. MPC chairman, that is also. Anyway, the MPC and RBI together control the inflation. The SLR is applied by the RBI, and bank repo rate, reverse repo rate applied by the MPC to control the inflation. So next, who is head of the fiscal policy means the finance minister. One side finance minister, other side RBI governor, both work together to control the deflation and also inflation also. Both cause the disturbance in the economy. Because when inflation is a desirable condition or the conducive, automatically economy will grow. Already you know that is Sri Lanka and the Nepal both suffered from the higher inflation. Okay. So answer is 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 answer. Then come to the consider the following statement. There are 3 statements are there. Open market operation, monetary policy. Yes. Open market operation takes place in the secondary market. Yes. Sterilization of the monetary policy control. This is also correct. See, 3 statements are correct. What is the open market operation? So RBI raise the capital to manage the fiscal deficit on the behalf of the central government. Okay. So they sell the government securities through the auction and raise the capital. That is known as the open market operation. It's a part of the monetary policy, RBI policy. Okay, this is secondary market. Okay, so treasury bills, dated securities or the government bonds are auctioned. Okay, so that one is open market operation is second monetary policy. Yes, correct. Open market operation is a secondary market. Yes, it is considered a secondary market, not the direct market. And also sterilization is a monetary policy. So to control the money flow is a part of the monetary policy. To control the money flow is not much sterilization. Sterilization means controlling the money flow to get the desirable inflation in the market. So all about the answer. And come to the statement. States need to take the prior approval from the central government for the borrowing the loans. Yes. The state governments should take the permission when you want to take the loan, when they are already due with the central government. Without the approval of central government, they cannot go for the 293 article indicates state government should take the permission from the central government for borrowing the loans when they have the debt cleared, when they have the debt at the central government. And also they are not allowed to take the loan for external loans outside the country without approval of the RBI, without approval of the central government. Because when the state government wants to take the loan, and they should take the permission, how means central government give the assurance for the loan, then only they can get the loans. Okay. See, they have the taken debt from the center when they are pending dues. Yes, one is the correct. They have to take the permission from the central government when the debt due at the central government, and if there is an outstanding loan on the state government with respect to the central government, give the assurance. Yes, with assurance of the central government, state government can take the loans. And the state government are breaching the FRBM to manage the fiscal deficit. No, FRBM Act, Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management 2003 Act, it is implemented in 2004. So fiscal deficit, revenue should be, fiscal deficit is 2.5. So that means reduced, and revenue deficit is 0 level. So fiscal deficit as well as the monetary fiscal deficit and revenue should be reduced. That is a act made by the central government, applicable to central government, and state governments are not allowed, but they have to maintain. They are not allowed. So the statement is 3 is wrong, and finally 1, 2 only the correct answers. And come to the consider the following statements regarding the tax deducted at the source, tax collected at the source. Yes, TDS, tax deducts, TDS, TCS, both are the part of the income tax only. So these TDS, TCS both are introduced by the central government, not to escape from the tax payment. Okay, these are introduced. So what is the TDS? Tax deduction at the source. Means the owner, company owner or the management give the salary to the employee. The management deduct the 10% from the employee salary, and the management pay the tax to the government on the behalf of the employee. This is one thing. And TCS is there, means TDS and 10% is deducted. Okay, and TCS, tax collection at sources, means the seller collects the tax from the buyer. For example, a person is there, he goes to the company, means car company, that means Suzuki company, to purchase the vehicle. The cost is above the 10 lakhs. Those who purchase the vehicle above the 10 lakhs, which is above the 10 lakhs, they have to pay the TCS. How much? 1%. And in a jewelry shop also, the buyer should pay the TCS 1% when he purchase above the 5 lakhs gold, 5 lakhs jewelries of the gold. Okay, here the buyer collects from the, here seller collects the from the buyer. Now the management deducts the amount from the salary, and the seller collects the tax from the buyer. These two are deposited on the behalf of this employee or the buyer, and this employee or the buyer can claim at the end of the year. Okay, so this is why these are introduced to prevent the tax evasion. Some people escape without paying the tax. That's why when the person is getting the salary, when he is paying the 10% TDS, then it is a notice of the government. There is a person who is getting the income regularly, whether he is paying the tax or not, it is found. And a buyer also, when you purchase the vehicle more than 10 lakhs, automatically is a rich person. So what is the source for him to get? How is getting the income? So is trapped. It is monitored by the central government. Okay. So now the TDS is a part of income tax, while TCS outside the previous income tax. Of course, TDS is a part of the income tax, correct? TCS outside, no, both are the part of the income tax only. Both are introduced to prevent the tax evasion, that's all. Statement is wrong. And TCS payment cannot be adjusted against the TDS. Yes, the TCS payment can be adjusted at the TDS because both are clubbed at the end, and they can claim how much they paid in the name of the TCS. If the income is more than the 12 lakhs annually, they have to pay the income tax. Already they paid advance tax in the name of the TCS and TDS. And if he doesn't get the income less than the 12 lakhs, then no need of the payment. That amount is given back to the employee or the buyer. Okay, this is so neither one or nor means fourth one is answer. Two statements are the wrong. Two statements are the wrong. The consider following statement regarding the startup. The start 1 and 3 only on correct, and 3 is so when the startup is started after 10 years only, it is recognized as a startup only. And come to the which statement, which of the following statement are true regarding the teaser loans? What is the teaser loans? Teaser loans. See, the teaser loans, commercial banks provide the teaser loans. So teaser loans means in the beginning, low interest rate is levied. After few years, the means interest is again raised at the market level. For example, house loan is there, 30 to 40 years house loan is there. So house means to lure, to attract the borrowers, this teaser loan is introduced by the commercial banks. Of course, some guidelines are given by the center, some guidelines are given by the RBI, but it's not the ban. So the teaser loan reflect in the house loan. How it reflects? In the beginning, to attract the loan, this borrowers, first initially they say less interest rate, slowly they increase, it will be burden to the this house loaners. Okay. So the statements are given. It is a fixed cum floating loan. Yes. The floating loan means a long-term loan, because all house loans are the teaser loans. So there the more period is there, because personal loans are 1 year, 2 years, 6 months like that, but teaser loans are the long. Okay. Then come to they are the short term. No, these are the long term. These are loans are they banned by the RBI. Okay. No, these are teaser loans are not banned by the RBI. These are means some guidelines to protect the borrowers. Some guidelines are given by the RBI. That's why it's not banned by the RBI. So answer is only one. Only one. Sir, questions are over. Huh? Thank you.